in South Australia. Simon Royal has been following the wrestling renaissance and the fortunes of a rising young star, a teenager who goes by the name of Will Power.
It's just another Saturday night. 16-year-old Will McCain, or Will Power, as he's known in the ring, is getting strangled. He's getting stomped on, and for good measure, he's being slammed about. Oh! Not that Will Power is whinging, he's pursuing his dream.
I just used to love watching it. Everything really involved with it. I mean, the show side of it and the training side of it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The love of wrestling and the ambition to make it a full-time job has led Will Power into the ring against an obviously taller, heavier Rocky Monero. One doesn't need to be Albert Einstein to work out the laws of physics firmly stack the odds against Will Power.
And he's holding him up for a superplex. Look at that, look at the strength from Rocky Monero.
It's been a 2.5-year journey for Will Power to this match at the Waterside Workers Club in Port Adelaide. Will McCain was just 13 when he came here to the Monster Factory, a wrestling training centre run by former champion pro wrestler Cole Devaney.
Wrong move, Bill. Against my better judgments, I said they can come here for 2 nights, him and his young mate, and we'll give them hell, and they won't want to come back. We give him and his mate a lot of shit, you know. We really belted him. He came back, his mate never. So he proved to me he had a bit of heart.
But more than Will Power, Cole Devaney says it's the young wrestler's mind which makes him a formidable opponent.
He's got a quick brain. Now, wrestling is a game of chess.
It's doubtful, though, any chess game ever drew crowds like this. In wrestling's golden years of the 60s and 70s, thousands of fans gathered ringside. But by the late 80s, the sport had been all but KO'd in South Australia.
Oh, blocks the right hand and gives him one of his own blase with a series of big right hands.
Now there's a revival, with shows like this held once a month.
My dream as a promoter would be that we'd be able to do shows weekly. I'd love to be able to tour around the place, go out to rural South Australia, you know, your Wylas and your Port Lincolns and your Mount Gambiers and those type of places. I think that if we get out to those places, then we're starting to get somewhere.
The fans are coming back, and they are devoted as much to the wrestlers they love as to the ones they love to loathe. And it's also not wise to suggest this spectacle might be a little fake.
Big! Oh!
How can wrestling be fake? It is fake. How do you know?
The thing is you end up with scars all over your head, your body is bruised continuously. It's not fake at all.
Wrestling has showmanship in it, so does boxing, so does football.
Yes, they do, but there's nothing in boxing, or football for that matter, quite like this.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
Perhaps the rules of wrestling are a bit more elastic than in other sports. But according to heavyweight champion Tony Stone, there's at least one golden rule: a wrestler must never, ever be boring.
I'm a scary person, so I use the snake to instill fear in my opponents. The fans love it. Everyone wants to see the snake. The wrestlers don't want to see the snake. I think that's the only ones that don't want to see it.
But it looks as though no amount of character or determination will save Will Power.
What the hell is that?
Albert Einstein and the laws of physics will be proved right tonight. But then, as is so often the way with wrestling, chaos reigns. Suddenly everything changes in the form of Snake Man, Tony Stone.
It's a spear! It's a spear! It's Tony Stone's spear!
Not only is this allowable under the rules of wrestling, it's downright desirable.
Tony Stone! Step up the table! Tony Stone is coming to stay. Oh!
And so there is a happy ending. Will Power wins, helped by determination and a man with a snake. It all goes to prove that while Albert Einstein knew a lot about physics, he knew very little about wrestling.
Mentally, I was one step ahead of him. I think I've got the respect of the fans. They were on my side. And I just, showed it that I had it. And I had it in me, so I think I pulled it off.
For Rocky Monero, there is no shiny belt tonight, but he's not admitting defeat, just a deferral of success.
It took two people. I'm better than two men, all right? I'm a man and a half, all right? It takes two people to beat me. You can't have no one kid to beat me. It takes one kid and a table and another kid with a freak with a snake, you know what I mean? I'll get him next time, and I'll get Tony, and I'll get that snake.